What's up YouTube? This is Power Surge. Today I want to give you 3 tips that are going to help you earn more tips if you work a gratuity job like a server, bartender, delivery guy, valet. This is going to be helpful information for you. A little backstory, I delivered pizza for a long time, and it was just a casual part-time job I did, but it allowed me to have a lot of 1-minute interactions with about 10 to 15 people per night during deliveries. So I would have a lot of brief interactions with people, and I would run kind of experiments on what may increase or decrease the tip that they would give. So I would try different things such as wearing different clothes or whatever, and I would do this for several nights in order to get a good idea of what affected what. So obviously the best way to get a great tip is to provide great service and have excellent product and make sure the food comes out great. Whatever you're doing, whether it's valet, whether it's delivering food, serving, waiting tables, anything tip based, if you give great service, you're going to get a great tip, hopefully, if the person is inclined. However, there's a magic trick I learned that really can help increase the amount the person tips, or if there's someone who would never tip at all, maybe they'll still give you something. The power of words. So the word beautiful, believe it or not, has magic to it. So when I delivered pizza, I would arrive at the house and knock very loudly and say pizza in like a happy kind of tone. So people get a good impression right off the bat when they hear the sound, oh, pizza's here. When the person would come to the door, I would find a way to sneak the word beautiful into the first minute of the conversation. And I learned that this had a great effect on the amount of tip I got. It's pretty easy if it was nice weather. People answer the door and say, hi, how are you? I'm great. It's a beautiful day out. It's really nice to be driving outside. Or they say, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm great. There's beautiful flowers. You give them a subtle compliment. Or, hi, how are you? I'm great. This is a beautiful dog. And you start petting the dog. Whatever. You find a way to ease the word beautiful into the first minute of the conversation. And I noticed people that would tip me maybe $5. If I slipped the beautiful in there, they would write a 6 or a 7. So I would increase my tip by $1 or $2. And some of the cheaper people that would tip $2 would give maybe 3. And some people that wouldn't tip at all would actually give $1 or $2. Majority of the time nowadays, people tip by writing it on a credit card receipt. So they have right there with the pen in hand the choice of how much they're going to write. And so they may write a small amount or add $1 or $2 based on that 1-minute interaction they had with you. I did other nights where I would use the word killer or killing it. I would find some way to work that into the first minute of the conversation. And as I expected, it would have a dramatically negative effect. I would knock on the door and people would answer it and they'd say, hi, how are you? And I'd say, oh, I'm great. We're having a killer night tonight. People would get kind of cold when they wrote the tip and write a smaller tip. Or I would say something along the lines of, we're killer busy tonight, so I love it. You know, it's nice to stay busy. Or this is killer nice weather we're having. Or this is a killer motorcycle you've got out front. If you said, this is a beautiful motorcycle you have out front, the reaction from the customer was so much better. The power of words is incredible. So if you have only a short amount of words you can speak with your customer, make sure that you're careful with them. Slip in colorful, pretty words like beautiful, and you'll be surprised that you're earning a couple dollars more in tips every single night, which adds up. Another thing I would test is I would wear somewhat grungy clothes. It's still appropriate for work, but my work had no dress code. So I could wear cut-off shorts and just a t-shirt style shirt for the company and a backwards hat and, some dirty shoes. And I definitely noticed a significant reduction in tips. So after delivering pizza for a few years, when I showed up to work, I always had a belt on, usually nice pants, and I liked nice leather shoes. That made a big difference. Just having nice leather shoes adds a nice crisp image to your look. And tucking my shirt in, my coworkers that were kids in college, they thought I was silly, but I would be delivering pizza with the shirt tucked in and a collared shirt. I had collared versions of our company shirt made with nice shoes, nice pants, and the customers tip me great. If you're a very happy, nice guy to see, they're only going to see you for 2 minutes. They want to see a nice guy, a nice, personable person who looks attractive, who smells good. Just be that for a minute and you can get a nice tip. Finally, the last thing I want to leave you with is that if they have an issue or a complaint or say anything negative at all, first thing you want to do is agree with them. This is something I learned in sales that is very powerful. If the customer, let's say you hand them the food and you hand them a container of ranch that they asked for, and they go, geez, these are small containers of ranch, your response shouldn't be, well, that's all that I have, or, well, I can't bring you any more unless I charge you extra. No, your response to that ranch complaint for it being too small should be an agreement. You should say something like, I agree. I've been telling the boss we need to get a slightly bigger container. These things are too tiny. It doesn't give you enough. The customer feels gratified when you agree with them. So if the customer complains or says anything that is an issue or sounds unpleasant, most of the time it's totally good to agree with them. Validate their concern and then maybe express some way that you would apply a change to it. You're never going to be able to change what they're complaining about. Most of the time their complaints are minute and they're things that don't matter or it's a personal thing to them. But at least you acknowledging their complaint and saying you agree and you would probably do something about it if you could, or you will try to do something about it, makes them feel so much better. And when they go to write the tip in, they'll write a bigger tip. So the 3 things I want to give you today that increase your tipping are: number 1, be careful with your words and use the word beautiful when you have a short interaction with a customer. Number 2, make sure and dress nice and smell nice. This is going to increase your tip dramatically. I've tested it, believe me. And 3, learn to agree and empathize with your customer when they criticize or critique the situation or the service. And as always, you have to have great service. If you have crappy service, you're gonna get a crappy tip. That goes without saying. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment. Make sure and subscribe because I make videos all the time. And as always, have a great day.